All right, how you doing? It's me, Zacarias. I don't. I hope someone's. I'm in the public place. I just want to say this about Antonio Batista video, his racist video about Haitians. I see in Spanish. He said, "Haitiano vuela y matar mujer dominicana en su casa." I mean, a Haitian dude violated either rape and he killed the woman, the Dominican, in her house. Now, I don't condone what happened. God rest her soul. The man should be locked up. But I want to ask this Dominican white supremacists who don't look all that white, look whitish, but not all that white, who has some indigenous, Taino, and African DNA, and who hates his African bloodline, okay? In Dominican Republic, in Dominican Republic, I don't condone Haitians. I don't condone Haitians or Dominicans fighting each other, killing each other. Okay? But I want to ask this Dominican guy. Back in the 90s, Dominicans and Puerto Ricans used to fight each other. Okay? In New York. But this is not just way deep. You know, I know I'm very deep into Latin music. And I grew up in the 90s when Selena Quintanilla was alive, and sadly she passed away in 95. I listened to house music, I listened to salsa, merengue, I listened to the real reggaeton in general was popping, you know, in general, general, okay, from Panama, from Quete, okay, and Celia Cruz was alive. I mean, I remember that Latin scene back in the 90s, okay, before that Latin scene went to the English market when we had Enrique Iglesias singing Si te vas, okay, and Shakira had black hair, Donde estás corazón, she was in Colombia. I mean, that scene. So remember there was Latin hip hop, like a little merengue feeling to it called this group called Grupo Irregales, okay? La marina pide más, la marina quiere más, fiesta caliente, tan 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 tum mujeres. Now this is the funny part, okay? Do you know why that group is called Grupo Irregales? And I'm gonna let you know, no, they're not Mexican, they're Dominican, okay? Because in Puerto Rico, a lot of Dominicans that come there's a lot of hatred from Puerto Ricanos in the island. Because when crimes happen, they blame Dominicans for that crime. So that same mess happened in the northeast of Houston, of the United States, okay? We have in Houston mostly Mexican descent, but there are Dominicans and Puerto Ricans, and there are other Latinos here in Salvador. Actually, Salvadorans and Mexicans don't get along. I have friends who Mexican Salvadorian, you know, part Mexican, part Salvadorian, and they even told me themselves how they feel about them. But just like it happened, you have Dominicans and Puerto Ricans will fight each other in the schoolyard. I remember even on Black Planet, and even on Mi Gente back in the early 2000s, like in 2003, 2002. I remember seeing Dominicans and Puerto Ricans talking about this on the social media. Who are Hispanic folks. So the point is I want to make here, this dude making this anti-Haitian moment, okay? He don't like Haitians, and they're immigrating, and folks who are born in the Dominican Republic who are Dominican citizens, but they have Haitian background. They should not be in Dominican. This man's rhetoric. And he don't want a darker society. He wants a light, more European-looking society, okay? Mejor la raza, okay? Because he fell on his luck. He was homeless. He chose to hang with Pookie and Ray Ray of African descent. He chose to sleep with Laquita, okay, the hood rat, and some stereotypes up here. But it's all their fault, not his fault. He don't take personal responsibility. He chose to hang around a crowd of people, not based on their race or ethnicity. It's based on the crowd of people they are. The truth of the matter is, I want to ask this question. How do you feel about the crimes that happened in Puerto Rico back in the 90s and probably still this day in 2019? And Dominican folks Dominican criminals happen to be Dominican descent, okay? And not every Dominican should have been blamed for those crimes. But that would cause the rift between Dominicans and Puerto Ricans. That's the same thing that you think about Haitians. Even when the Americans, African American and white, go to the Dominican Republic and get killed, they're saying the thing about you. See, you can't say because anybody can be evil, and this is what I want folks to understand. Why I don't have a racist heart. Everybody mistreated me. Every group mistreated me. My own two parents mistreated me. Okay? My own family members. Now I might look more black to society, but my background is black and French and Spanish, Irish, name and I changed my roots. I have different bloodlines. So I have Hispanic roots from Louisiana, because Spain was in Louisiana as well. Okay, we trace my roots. Okay, I claim all my roots because of what I look like. I don't sit here and say, oh, that person because that color did something to me, or that people done me wrong. I had people, the darkest, blackest black to the whitest. Okay, I had black, Latino, Asian, white, every color, woman, man, transgender, gay, bi, Catholic, lesbian, Catholic, Baptist, Protestant, Jewish, Muslim, atheist, satanic, whatever religion out there, Muslim. I can't sit here and say all the people that did me wrong is because of me, or because of their heritage or their beliefs, whatever. I can say their beliefs because beliefs does carry into, but you can't say a whole group of people are at fault when individuals, we look at people as individuals. So to have someone that doesn't understand, you hate another color or hate someone, you're the one who's being ignorant, just like that person's doing their problem. And that's how I want to sit here and tell Antonio Batista, all these anti-African American videos, anti-Haitian videos, that the Dominican Latino dudes saying. But in Puerto Rico, you have people who don't like. I have actually one of the guys that went to the job corps with me. He was Puerto Rican, and he's from San Antonio, but he lived in El Paso. He went to El Paso. He went to the Jocko Center in El Paso. When I was back, I mean to tell everybody call him Boricua, okay? I mean tell your business, homie, if you listen to the video. But he told me straight up back in 2004, he can't stand Dominicans. Told me straight up. Told me straight up he cannot stand Dominicans. So, and I know because when the crime race happens, the people in the Puerto Rican society will blame Dominicans for the crime. But that's the same thing this Dominican is doing by Haitians. Because on east side, I see both as judging. I see Haitian criminals attacking Dominicans, and I see Dominican criminals attacking Haitians. So who's wrong? It's not that the Dominican or Haitian heritage. It's the person, the individual itself that's wrong. And any man can be evil. I wish this dude can understand. It's both us Catholicos. I'm Catholic myself. We know in the book of Genesis, the two people who ate the bad fruit, Adam and Eve. That's why we need Jesus to redeem us. Any man can be evil. Any person can be evil. And you learn that even within the Hispanic community with Kim and 1, 2, and 3, and people need to understand that even in the African American black nationalist situation, a bias show who married to a Mexican American woman had to realize that people African American can be just as evil as the white supremacists that's attacking him. So you can't just look at people based on their color or their heritage and say that person a good person when a human being has an amount of sin just like you have. Okay? So that's all I gotta say is that my heart goes out to that Dominican woman or anyone has been violated and hurt by anybody, whether it be Haitian or Dominican, or either those Americans that got killed by someone Dominican there. However, you can't look at someone's color and their nationality and race and ethnicity and say it's because of that. It's the person and the individual itself. And the same thing I want to say to Antonio. Yeah, I had said homicidal thoughts on my YouTube about how people did me wrong. I never made threats like actually went out and did it, but I told the truth how I felt about who did me dirty. You know what I'm saying? People bring that up as well because I was violated first. I was mistreated first. And go look for somebody and try to do that to someone. But I want to say this. You say the same guy that did violate that Dominican woman, you know different from him. You had said, that you wanted to kill certain people, slap someone, before the Radical Latino fight you. The guy from Latino who's Dominican in, was it Ecuadorian or something like that? He is, he's South American, in part of Dominican, but other folks, you threaten to fight people, he used to be slapping them. He could say, if you say I'm gonna punch you in the mouth, and I'm like, dude, that's a threat. So the same thing that you do, you just as violent as that man there too. Okay, I'm just letting you know, man, just stop using, it's your real section, but you making a fool of yourself because any man is evil. Any man can be evil, okay? no matter what their color and race is. And I'm not glad that I was mistreated by family members and people of all colors and races and have enemies of all color races, but I'm glad it taught me to look at the individual based on their characteristics as in what they're doing, not because they're physical races or whatever, based on their character, okay? Not the color of their skin or their ethnicity, and that's what I'm letting y'all know, okay? So this anti-Dominican, I mean anti-Haitian, this dude is stupid, and I mean he do make some point. No, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. As a person who don't buy into the anti-black stereotype that the white racist people put on hip hop and sad some African American and people ADOS go along with the stereotype, not knowing the history. I understand where he coming from, but that's not everybody in the ADOS, American descent of slaves community. We don't all are hood rats and thugs. I was told never to be a thug, okay, growing up as a child. So I mean, when he was out there in his heyday talking about Antonio, I couldn't hang with Antonio. You know what I'm saying? I have friends who tell me, you don't do drugs? No, I never did drugs because back when I'm 40. Back in the 80s, when the crack epidemic, you saw mostly African Americans and Hispanic men in the media. Okay? You saw African men dark and light, especially dark, but dark and light. And you saw Hispanic men, Puerto Rican, Dominican, Mexican, whatever, back in the day. And the white men, yeah, who were poor, they was in media. But the ones who was contributed, like Reagan and Bush, you didn't see them in the media. Okay? They was hush hush. They was actually making jokes and sending law enforcement when actually he was collecting the money of those. He doesn't know about that. I don't know how old this dude is. I know he's close to my age. So I told myself, I'm not gonna be a stereotype. I'm not gonna sell dope. I'm not gonna do drugs. Okay? Alright? So do you understand that I chose to be a goody two-shoe? Yeah, when I was in the 90s, I thought I'd become a gangster when the laws didn't protect me, and I was afraid to snitch on somebody. I wanted to get revenge. Okay? People would threaten me, yeah. Okay? But I didn't join the gang. Thank God I didn't. And I don't like to be told what to do anyway. I like to be the kingpin. So as I was in the gang, remember I'd be the kingpin. I wouldn't be the shot caller. I wouldn't be the one who do the crime. Okay, because I'm a Leo. That's my sign. I like to be a leader. Okay. But my point is to Antonio to sit here to make these stereotypes and attack Africans and people because your BS you caused on your own self. Take responsibility for yourself. And Haitians. My heart goes out to the Dominican woman, but you just as bad as that Haitian who killed her, okay? Y'all both in the same pot together, because you're both evil, okay? And like I say, that I'm glad I had enemies, and even to say of all colors, because I can't see him make an argument who hates me and who doesn't love me, who loves me, when actually there's, yeah, they taught me to not look at people based on color, look at hair. Okay? So understand that, dude. You need to get in your head. You made your own self fail. Okay? You chose to hang with the thugs, Africans, and now you went to jail. You got record. You was a homeless man. Now you getting your life together. It's everybody else's fault, but not yours. Poor responsibility. Don't ever take your responsibility on everybody else and make videos out of it, dude. Just call it like it is. And then two, like I say, the same thing you're saying about Haitians is saying about Puerto Ricans and Puerto Ricans who don't like Dominicans. And I remember listening to Andy Giles and reading about the history why they call themselves illegals because by not being American citizens, because Puerto Rico is owned by the United States, they would come there illegally, and people blame Dominicans who came there illegally to Puerto Rico for the problems. It's the same thing with those for Mexican American who don't like Mexican immigrants. Some Mexican Americans would join in with white supremacists, like in Trump's situation, like Trump, like considered Mexican on YouTube, okay, and blame the Latino immigrants for crimes that happen, but actually most crimes in America happen domestically, meaning that people within the country who are citizens are committing the crime. Yeah, we have terrorists outside of the United States, but the terrorism is actually here, and actually it's white supremacy that's the biggest terrorism, domestic terrorism, than any terrorism in here, and this dude don't understand that. He want to go to American racists. American racists people don't think they love you, dude. they see you as another SPIC-NIGER. Yes, I went there, okay? Yes, SPIC-NIGER-WICK, okay? That's what they see you as, okay? And they looking at your picture, laughing at you, thinking that you think you're white. About diversity. Well, I laugh at the dude from the American Renaissance. Renaissance whatever called. How can you talk about diversity is bad, but these fools go to Asia and use thoughts, okay? And they're white. They're not looking for white women like Melania Trump. You know, say like Donald Trump did. Okay, with a white woman, they going to people of color and women of color to have their little sex things and probably doing race play, porn, everything else with them people. Okay, so the same thing with coon sisters and everything. That's the same thing. Okay. So how can they talk about diversity is bad, but they love women of color to use it as side pieces and fetishes and everything else. Okay, so I call it like it is. So I'm just letting you know, man, I'm going to say my piece, okay? These anti-Haitian videos and anti-African videos need to stop, okay? And like I say, the same thing you're saying about Haitian, African people saying that with Dominicans, Puerto Ricans who don't like Dominicans, say that about you. When the crime is committed and they look at the population that came there illegally from Dominican Republic to Puerto Rico, they blame, So anyway, that's how I gotta go. Bye. Adios. Ciao.